In today's video, I'm putting Shaquille O'Neal in the modern NBA on the Golden State Warriors, which means he's going to be paired up with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green to hopefully go out there and win the Warriors another championship. Shaquille O'Neal is in his prime. He's 27 years old, a 98 overall, and he's going to be the starting center for the Warriors. They've been needing a big man for a while. An actual big man. Quinton Post has been good, but he's a rookie, so doesn't have much playoff experience. So obviously Shaquille O'Neal is going to dominate in the regular season and in the playoffs. And at the time of this recording, the Warriors are the number 6 seed with 36 wins and 28 losses. We have about a little over a month left for this regular season, and this is going to be our rotation for the rest of this season. So at the point guard position, we have Steph Curry, then we have Brendan Pajemski, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Shaquille O'Neal, and off the bench we're going to have Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, and Quinton Post. And of course, we're past the trade deadline, so there's not any moves we can do to upgrade our roster. This is the roster we're going to have to run with. And let's see how we do here in game number 1 against the Portland Trailblazers with Shaquille O'Neal. And it's a win for us. We end up winning by 31 points. Prime Shaq drops 38 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 blocks. He made 10 free throws, attempted 18. And now I'll simulate until the end of this season, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs where hopefully we can go out there and win ourselves a championship. And at the end of season number 1, Nikola Jokic wins the MVP, Alexander Sarr wins Rookie of the Year, 6th Player of the Year goes to Bobby Portis Jr., Wemby Defensive Player, Amin Thompson Most Improved, Trae Young wins Clutch Player, Mark wins Coach of the Year, and the OKC also win Executive of the Year. Let's see if we get any All-NBA selections, and remember Shaquille O'Neal can't get any awards this season because he didn't play the amount of games you need to play to get an award, which is 65, but Stephen Curry does make all NBA third team, averaging 25 points per game, and we do not get anyone on all defensive team, which is all right. We ended up as a 4th seed, so when we started recording this video, we were the number 6 seed. After getting Shaquille O'Neal, we jumped up 2 spots, and we ended the season as a 4 seed, winning 49 games and losing only 33. Now let me show you guys how our players played throughout the second half of this season. That was basically a quarter of a season. Can't even call that the second half. But Shaquille O'Neal was our leading scorer, averaging 28 points per game, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, half a steal, and 2 blocks on amazing efficiency. Behind him, we have Stephen Curry averaging 25 a night, 17 a night from Jimmy Butler, 16 from Kuminga, 11 from Buddy Hield, 10 from Pajemski, and then the rest of the guys. I don't really like Pajemski at that shooting guard position. He's not really the best defender. At least in 2K, he doesn't have much defense, as you guys can see. He is the worst defender in our starting lineup, which is kind of concerning. But hopefully the rest of the team can cover him on defense. And in round number 1, we're going to be taking on Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. So let me fix up our player minutes, and then hopefully we can advance to the next round. And if you guys are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new for more 2K rebuilds. And this is what our rotation is going to be looking like for the playoffs. We're going to be running a 9-man rotation, and the CPU wants us to start Buddy Hield over Pajemski, and I'm fine with that as of right now. And this is going to be the player minutes. This is going to be our bench unit. And let's see if we can defeat Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. So they have the same exact team they have in real life. Let's see what happens. Game number 1 is a win for us, and Prime Shaq drops 35 and almost 20 rebounds. Curry had a 24-point double-double. Game number 2 is also a win for us, and Shaquille O'Neal with 35, 15, Butler with 30, Curry with 29 and 14. Game number 3 is a loss for us, though Jaren Jackson beat us there. Curry had 33, Shaq had another double-double, but we did fall short, and Shaq isn't really rim protecting in the playoffs so far, but hopefully he can start getting some blocked shots. And we also lose game 4, and now the series is tied at 2-2 apiece. Shaquille O'Neal had 5 blocks, 28 points. Same from Curry. But the supporting cast around these three players isn't really the best, and that's probably the main reason we're losing at this moment. And Pods is playing really good. Let's see how Buddy Hield is playing. And Buddy is honestly also playing pretty good at the moment. Moses Moody is ice cold. Let's lower his minutes a little bit, to be honest, and give those to Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. Game number 5 is a win for us, which puts us up 3-2. Curry had 36, 21 and 13 from Butler, 20 and 16 from Shaq. Kuminga is playing alright as well, averaging 13 so far. Hopefully he can play a little better offensively, and we do beat the Memphis Grizzlies in 6. Curry had 36, Shaq had 29, 12 and 8, as well as 1 steal and 1 block. And Buddy Hield, did I just read that right? Buddy Hield had 28 points. He was on fire in that game. And now we're in round number 2, where we're going to be taking on the number 1 seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So this is definitely going to be a challenge for us. Let's see what happens here. Game number 1 is a win for us. Let's go. Curry puts up 37 points, Shaq with 34, Kuminga with 27, 17 from Butler. And whoa, what just happened there? My screen just froze. Okay, so there we go. Game number 2, sorry about that, it was kind of glitching, but we do lose game number 2 by 26 points. Awful defense from our team in this game. Shaq played good offensively, so did Curry, but we still fell short and our defense is not there once again. Curry had 33, as I said. The supporting cast around these 2-3 players is not really good at all. Curry and Shaq are basically carrying our team offensively. Butler's playing alright, but he's not averaging as much as we would like to see playoff Jimmy average. So I'm going to tweak up the shot tendency for Jimmy Butler, and then we'll see if we can tie up the series. I'm also going to come up with a defensive coach game plan. For the next few games, I came up with a change to our rotation. I inserted Jonathan Kuminga into our starting lineup for offensive reasons and defensive reasons. He's going to be our starting small forward, and Jimmy Butler is going to be our shooting guard. And then this is what our bench unit will be looking like. Gary Payton II's playing for Moses Moody, because Moody has been struggling big time. And also Quentin Post is out for Kevon Looney. So let's see what happens here in game number 4. We do tie up the series at 2-2 apiece. We end up winning by 21 points. Curry had 36, 19 from Butler, 19 from Draymond as well. Let's go. 17 and 12 from Shaq, as well as 4 blocks, 12 from Pajemski. Let's see if we can win game 5 and go up 3-2, and we do not. SGA had 41 and 10 against us. Shaq had 30, 12 and 5, but we still ended up falling short, sadly. Butler had 21, Kuminga had 21, and Curry had a double-double. Hopefully we can win this next game and push it to a game 7. If we lose, we are going to be eliminated. We do have home court advantage for this game, so hopefully we can go out there and get this win. And we start off really strong, and we do end up tying the series. We win by 41 points. Let's go. Shaq had 34, 10 and 4, as well as 2 blocks. Curry had 29 and 11. 23 from Butler, 23 from Draymond Green. Draymond Green has been playing really good offensively these past 2 games. Kuminga had 12. Now it's win or go home, game 7. Hopefully we can win this game and advance to the conference finals. And we do not have home court advantage for this game, but that's alright. Let's see what happens. And so far we do have the lead, and it looks like we're advancing to the conference finals. Let's go. Honestly, I thought we might have lost that game, but we ended up blowing them out by over 20 points. Curry had 36, Butler had 34. That's a playoff Jimmy we've been needing. Shaq had 17, 6 and 6. He didn't really shoot all that much. He did foul out in 29 minutes. And now we're in the conference finals, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are the number 7 seed. But they still have a pretty good team. Let's see what happens here. Game number 1 is a win for us. Shaq drops 36, 16, 6, 2 steals and 2 blocks. Buddy Hield had 28 points off of our bench. He's shooting the ball amazing. Game 2 is a loss for us though. Shaq had 30 and 13, but we still fell short to Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. Game number 3 is a win for us, puts us up 2-1. Shaq had 35, 15, 8, as well as 4 blocks. Curry with 23. The supporting cast this game was a lot better. Ever since we inserted Jonathan Kuminga into our starting lineup, I believe we've been playing a lot better. He's shooting 41% from the 3-point line. Let's go. Game 4 puts us up 3-1. Shaq drops 34 and 15. 22 from Butler, 19 and 11 from Curry. He's had a lot of double-doubles in this playoff run, but he healed with 14. And is this going to be a gentleman's sweep? Yes, it is. We're in the NBA Finals just like that. Shaq drops 25, 18, 7, as well as 4 blocks, 18 from Curry, a double-double from Butler. And now we're in the NBA Finals where we're going to be taking on either the Boston Celtics or the Bulls. So the Bulls were a play-in team and somehow they made it all the way to the conference finals. This team isn't really looking all that good anyways. I'm surprised that they're even here. And we're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls. So Shaquille O'Neal wins Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging 32, 15 and a half, 6 assists, 4 blocks on amazing efficiency. Josh Giddey wins the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. And now we're taking on the play-in team, the Chicago Bulls, who have Josh Giddey at the point guard position, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Matej Buzelis, Nikola Vucevic. Their bench isn't really looking all that good. I don't know how they made it to the finals, but I guess that's better for us that we're versing them and not the Boston Celtics. The Bulls first went on to beat the number 1 seed, then they beat the Pacers, and now the Celtics, so this team is clearly pretty good somehow. Let's see what happens. Game number 1 is a win for us. Curry drops 27. Shaquille O'Neal 26 points, 25 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. Amazing. Butler 15, but he healed 12. Green with a double-double. Game number 2 is also a win for us. Curry drops 34, Butler with 21, Shaq with a 21-point double-double, Draymond Green offensively playing amazing once again with another double-double, Kuminga 11, Looney 10. Game 3 puts us up 3-0, just like that. We're probably going to be winning ourselves a championship. Curry had 31 points, 24 from Butler, 17 and 9 from Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know why he played 26 minutes in that game, but he did not foul out. He did have 5 fouls. Draymond with another double-double. That's 3 or 4 double-doubles in a row. Kuminga with 10 and 9. And are we going to be sweeping the Chicago Bulls? Yes, we are. Just like that, the Golden State Warriors are your 2025 NBA champions, with Shaquille O'Neal winning Finals MVP, averaging 25, 16 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steal, 3 blocks on amazing efficiency. Let's go. So that gets Curry his 5th championship, Butler his 1st championship. And let me show you guys the player stats for the playoffs. So the leading scorer in the playoffs was Stephen Curry with 29 points per game, basically 8 assists. And then Shaquille O'Neal averaged 28 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. Amazing playoff run from him. And then the rest of the guys were also pretty amazing. The NBA final stats, Curry was our leading scorer, averaging 33 points per game. He wanted another championship badly. And then Prime Shaq was averaging 25 points per game, 16 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steal, and 3 blocks. So this would mean that Shaquille O'Neal, I believe, has 5 championships and he's tied with Kobe Bryant. And the same goes for Stephen Curry. But we're not done there. We're going to go chase another championship and hopefully get both of these players their 6th championship. Let's see what happens. I'm going to overturn a few of these retirements and then I'll see you guys at free agency or the NBA draft. So for this year's NBA draft, we didn't have any picks. We did pick up the team option on Brendan Pajemski, which means he'll remain on our team as of right now. And we don't need to bring back anyone in free agency either, since all of our players are locked up on contracts at the moment. But we do have enough salary to bring Caris LeVert on our team, and I think we're going to be doing just that. He's one of the best players that we have enough money to sign, highest overall player that we can sign. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on our team to be our bench player, possibly the backup point guard or the backup shooting guard. We can give him a 2-year contract worth around $4.5 million, and hopefully he will accept that, and he is going to be accepting, which means we get Caris LeVert coming off of our bench. But I'm not done there. What I'm planning on doing this offseason is upgrading our shooting guard position and power forward position. I'll tell you guys why. So I want shooters around Shaquille O'Neal, and the reason for that is every time Shaquille O'Neal enters the paint, it's most likely that he'll be double teamed. And when he's double teamed, that's going to leave a lot of players open around the perimeter, and if we have shooters, that's basically free 3-pointers. And that's exactly what we're going to do, so that means we may be trading away Draymond Green, and we are going to be getting ourselves a sharpshooting shooting guard. So in NBA 2K25, Aaron Gordon has the highest 3-point shot overall for a power forward. His 3-point shot is an 88, and he is going to be the player we're going to be targeting to be our brand new starting power forward. He's an amazing rebounder, playmaker, can score, and he's a good defender. And to make this trade happen, we're going to have to trade away Draymond Green, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We need sharpshooters around Shaq and Curry. To make this trade happen, we also have to trade away Quinton Post, and I really don't want to trade Quinton Post because he was shooting the ball really well for us this past season, and he may be progressing this off season. So if we can keep Quinton Post out of this trade, that would be amazing. Let's see if we can trade away Trayce Jackson-Davis instead. That gets a trade done just like that. We got ourselves a brand new starting power forward, but now we also need a new starting shooting guard. So the shooting guard we're targeting, I also want him to be a good defender as well, and that way in our backcourt we have a really good perimeter defender besides Steph Curry, and Luke Dort would be that perfect player to bring on our team. He's a good 3-point shooter, amazing defender. He was shooting nearly 40% from the 3-point line this past season, so he is going to be the player we're targeting to bring on our team. To make this trade happen, we have to send away Buddy Hield and Moses Moody. Moses Moody was good for us in the regular season, but in the playoffs he choked. So we're going to be trading away both of these players for Luke Dort, and let's see if they accept this trade, and they do decline. But we do have a first round pick that we can use, and just like that, we got ourselves a brand new shooting guard. This is what our 9-man rotation is going to be looking like for the second season. In our starting lineup, we have Steph Curry, Luke Dort, Jimmy Butler, Aaron Gordon, and Shaquille O'Neal. And then off the bench, we're going to have Jonathan Kuminga, Brendan Pajemski, Caris LeVert, and Steven Adams, who we signed in free agency. I think we can definitely go out there and win ourselves another championship. We're a way better team than we were last season. So let's see how things go. Let's simulate game number 1 against the Utah Jazz and see how we do. And we do end up winning by over 40 points. So clearly that's a pretty good sign. And Steph Curry had a triple-double in this season's first game. Aaron Gordon in his Warriors debut puts up 28 points. Shaquille O'Neal had 20, 14, 8, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Hopefully Shaq can go out there and win himself a Defensive Player of the Year this season, or even an MVP would be amazing. Butler had 18. Luke Dort in his debut hit 3 3-pointers, and this is why we wanted Luke Dort. He's an amazing defender, good 3-point shooter, and having shooters around Shaquille O'Neal is going to make our team a lot better than we were the previous season. We also win game 2 against the Sacramento Kings. Shaq had 20 rebounds, 17 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. He can definitely go out there and hopefully win Defensive Player of the Year. But let's see what happens. I'll be simulating until the end of the season, but of course, if there's trades to be made, I'll be stopping at the trade deadline. I'm stopped here at the trade deadline, and as you guys can see, we're a below average 3-point shooting team, even after the additions we made to our starting lineup of adding Luke Dort and Aaron Gordon. And in my opinion, it's not anything to do with our starting lineup, because these 4 players are actually making a lot of 3-pointers. It is the bench unit that's not hitting many 3-pointers. Karis LeVert we got for his 3-point shooting. And as you guys can see, shooting 33% from the 3-point line. Kuminga isn't shooting all that many 3-pointers, and neither is Pajemski. So we're going to upgrade our shooting on the bench unit a little bit, maybe trade away Karis LeVert, and maybe even Jonathan Kuminga. So I signed Patrick Beverley this past free agency, and we're going to be trading him away to the Dallas Mavericks for Dwight Powell. You guys are probably wondering why I'm pulling off this trade. The reason for that is Dwight Powell has a $4 million contract, and we need a bigger contract in order to pull off this next trade that we're going to be pulling off. And this year's the trade that I was talking about. We're going to be targeting Malik Beasley from the Philadelphia 76ers to be our brand new backup shooting guard. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and he'll definitely help out our team's shooting. So we're going to try pulling this trade off where we send away Karis LeVert and Dwight Powell for Malik Beasley, who's going to be doing the shimmy on the Warriors this time around. Let's see if it happens. They do give us a counteroffer. They want Q Santos, a first-round pick for Justin Edwards. Let's go ahead and pull off this trade, and just like that, we got Malik Beasley. Since we're here at the trade deadline pulling off some trades, let's also trade away Jonathan Kuminga for an elite 3-point shooter in Cameron Johnson. When the Warriors acquired Dennis Schroeder, I believe the Nets wanted to send Cameron Johnson for Jonathan Kuminga, but the Warriors declined because they didn't want to trade away Jonathan Kuminga. But now that's exactly what we're going to be doing, and Cameron Johnson's going to be our brand new backup power forward. And now we have one of the most elite 3-point shooting teams in the entire NBA. Our starting lineup is going to stay the same with Steph Curry, Luke Dort, Jimmy Butler, Aaron Gordon, and Shaquille O'Neal. But this time off the bench, we're going to have Malik Beasley, Cam Johnson, Brennan Pajemski, and Steven Adams. These two players added on our roster is definitely going to make a huge change to our 3-point shooting. And now I'll be simulating until the end of this season, where hopefully we can go on to win ourselves a championship. And at the end of this season, Shaquille O'Neal wins MVP, averaging 25 points per game, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2.5 blocks per game, on amazing efficiency, shooting 62% from the field, 60% from the free throw line. Let's see if he also won Defensive Player. So Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year, Josh Giddey wins 6th Player, and it's not Shaq winning Defensive Player, but it's Wemby winning Defensive Player of the Year. Scoot Henderson wins Most Improved, Anthony Edwards Clutch Player of the Year, averaging 35 points per game. That's insane numbers. And our coach, Steve Kerr, wins Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive of the Year. As you guys can see in the bottom left corner, we won 64 games, losing only 18. And the MVP, Shaquille O'Neal, is on All NBA First Team. Amazing season from him. And we do not get Curry, which is totally fine. Do we get, yes we do get Shaquille O'Neal on All Defensive First Team. Could have won Defensive Player, but obviously Wemby exists in this era, so that probably won't be happening. And that's it for awards. We were the number 1 seed with 64 wins and 18 losses. And in round number 1, we're going to be taking on Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Before we get into the playoffs, let me show you guys our regular season stats. So the leading scorer on our team was Shaquille O'Neal, averaging 25 points per game, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2.5 blocks, on amazing efficiency. 14 rebounds a game is insane. He was playing 38 minutes per game, which is also pretty insane. That's like Tom Thibodeau type of minutes. Our second leading scorer was Stephen Curry, averaging 23 points per game, amazing efficiency, shooting 50, 40, 90, 16 a night from Jimmy Butler, 15 from Aaron Gordon, who shot 40% from the 3-point line, 12 from Cam Johnson, he also shot 40% from the 3-point line, 11 points per game from Luke Dort, and 11 from Malik Beasley, on amazing efficiency from all of our players basically. Now let's see if we can defeat Shaquille O'Neal's old team, the Los Angeles Lakers, who have Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Santi Aldama, Christian Koloko. Koloko is going to get dominated by Shaquille O'Neal. He's 230 pounds. He's not going to be able to hold back the 340-pound Shaquille O'Neal. That's impossible. And this is what their bench is looking like. Let's see what happens here in game number 1. We do end up winning. Steph Curry drops 47 points, 10 rebounds. Butler with 30. Playoff Jimmy, that's what we're talking about. And Prime Shaq drops 25 points, 13 rebounds, as well as 4 blocks, 4 steals. Amazing game from our team. Game number 2 is also a win for us. Steph puts up 31, 9, and 7. Prime Shaq puts up 28, 16, 8, 1 steal, and 5 blocks. Amazing. And Curry has been rebounding the ball really well so far. Game number 3 is also a win for us. Shaq drops 31, 10, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Curry with a double-double. And we sweep the LA Lakers, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James. Playoff Jimmy had 34, Shaq had 22, 14, and 6. Aaron Gordon had 21, Curry had 19. And now we're in round number 2, where we're going to be taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who no longer have, okay, they do have Rudy Gobert, Rob Dillingham, Anthony Edwards, Jaden, Trey Lyles, Walker, Rudy, Aaron Wiggins, Tyus Jones. We're definitely beating this team. But let's see what happens. Game number 1 is a win for us. Jimmy 26, Shaq with 19, 18, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Game number 2 is also a win. This time Shaq goes off for 37 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. Game 3 puts us up 3-0. Aaron Gordon with 40 points. Is that a career high for Gordon? And it's almost a career high. His career high is 41 points. But Shaq had 20 rebounds, 25 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Curry had 22. And are we going to be sweeping the Timberwolves as well? And yes, we are. Just like that, we're in the conference finals. Shaq had 25, 10, 4, as well as 3 steals and 2 blocks. Curry had 21. And we're in the conference finals without losing a single game. We're going to be taking on Anthony Edwards, Kyrie Irving, and the Dallas Mavericks, as well as Klay Thompson. So Klay is going to try getting his revenge, which I highly doubt will happen. But they have Kyrie Irving, they got themselves Norman Powell, Klay Thompson, AD, Lively, Gafford, Portis, PJ, and Max Christie. Let's see what happens here. Whoa, what just happened? Okay, let's see what happens here. Game number 1 is a win for us. Shaq drops 25, a 23-point double-double from Curry. Game number 2 is also a win for us. Curry drops 38 points, 33, 12, and 5 from Shaq, as well as 4 steals and 5 blocks. Amazing. Game 3 puts us up 3-0. So far we have not lost a single game. Shaquille O'Neal had 22, 11, and 4, as well as 5 blocks. Curry with 30, Jimmy with a double-double. And is this going to be the 3rd sweep in the playoffs? It's not going to be a sweep, so the Mavericks do take 1 game on us. But will it be a gentleman's sweep? And it will. Curry had 29, Butler with 21. Shaq kind of struggled. Well, he didn't struggle, he fouled out in 30 minutes. Still had 15 points, 6 assists. Amazing. And just like that, we're back in the NBA Finals, where hopefully we can win a back-to-back championship. Let's see who we're going to be taking on, and it's the Boston Celtics. Steph Curry wins Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging nearly 30 points, 9 assists, shooting 50, 40, 90. Tatum wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And this is what the Celtics team is looking like. They have Pritchard, White, Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, Bol, Valanciunas, Jrue Holiday, and Abaji. And again, they don't really have a strong center. They have Porzingis, who's 240 pounds. He's pretty skinny. There's no way he's going to be able to hold back the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Let's see what happens here. Game number 1 is a win for us. Shaq drops 27, 18, and 4, as well as 2 blocks. And Aaron Gordon with 25, Butler with 23. Game number 2 is also a win for us. Curry had 38. Shaq had a 27-point double-double. And he held Porzingis to how many points was that? 13 points. Time for game number 3, and it's also a win for us. Curry with a 25-point double-double. Shaq with a 24-point double-double. 17 boards. And this time he held Porzingis to 2 of 17 shooting. Shaq literally locked him down in this entire game. It was not letting Porzingis get a bucket on us. Amazing defense from the Diesel. And are we going to be sweeping the Celtics? And yes, we are. Just like that, the Golden State Warriors have won 2 championships in 2 seasons. Amazing. And the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, wins Finals MVP, averaging 27 points per game, 17.5 rebounds. That is insane to think about. 4 assists, 2 steals, 2.5 blocks. Now let me show you guys the player stats for the playoffs before we end this video. So the leading scorer was not Shaquille O'Neal, but it was Stephen Curry, averaging 26 a night. Shaq was averaging 25.5 points per game, 14 rebounds, 19 from Butler, 16 from Gordon, 11 from Beasley, 11 from Luke Dort. Our team was amazing. We've built a really good team around Shaquille O'Neal and Steph Curry, in my opinion. Comment down below what you guys think of this team as well. I want to see what you guys think of how I built this team. In my opinion, this is the best team we could have built around Shaquille O'Neal. We surrounded him around shooters. So the leading scorer in the NBA Finals was Shaquille O'Neal, averaging 27 a night, 17.5 rebounds. Curry was averaging 23.5 per night, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 19 from Gordon, 19 from Butler, 11 from Luke Dort, and then the rest of the guys. So now that means Shaquille O'Neal and Stephen Curry each have 6 rings, which means they're tied up with Michael Jordan. That's an amazing way to end off this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new for more 2K rebuilds. And also comment down below what team or what type of rebuild you guys would like me to do next. And until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.